Welcome to Birla Open Minds International School Rosera. Today we will discuss heat-related health issues.
Do you know, optimal conditions for cellular reactions in the human body include a core body temperature of approximately 37 C. Heat-related injuries seem to occur, often with the elderly people, who are not in good physical condition or acclimatized to the heat. There are two main ways in which our bodies produce heat. Metabolic heat. The body generates heat through the digestion of food, work and exercise. Environmental heat. Body absorbs heat from the surrounding environment, whether it is the hot sun or a hot room. Physics of heat transfer. Conduction, convection, radiation, and evaporation. Conduction is transfer of heat between two materials from high to low heat energy areas. Convection is bulk transfer of heated matter from warm low-density regions via a moving fluid, gas or liquid, to cooler more dense areas. Radiation is process of heat transfer over distance between surfaces, particularly at the infrared wavelength. Evaporation is warmer molecules gain sufficient energy to leave the liquid surface and enter the gaseous phase. Remaining molecules have less average kinetic energy, resulting in decrease in temperature of liquid. Thermal balance. Body must balance the heat transferred into the body, heat generated in the body, and heat dissipated to the environment. What is thermoregulation? Heat sensors in the skin and body transmit information to hypothalamus in the brain, which directs an increase in heart rate, vasodilatation and sweating. Sweat loss may be as high as 1.5 liters per hour. Evaporation of 1 liter of sweat can be equivalent of 670 watts of energy. Highly effective. Body has its own cooling system. There are three methods in which our bodies can be cooled. Convection is the transfer of heat through the circulation of air. Evaporation is process which occurs when a liquid changes into a vapor. Radiation is the heat is naturally emitted from the body surface. Conditions affecting the cooling system are acclimation, the biological process through which our bodies adapt to the environment, basically getting used to the heat. Air temperature, heat flows from warmer objects to cooler objects. Air movement, moving air speeds the evaporation process. Humidity, the amount of water vapor in the air affects the rate of evaporation. Clothing, the type of clothing affects the amount of heat our bodies absorb and retain. What are heat-related health problems? Heat rash, heat cramps, heat exhaustion, heat stroke. Heat rash, also known as prickly heat, occurs in hot, humid environments where sweat can't easily evaporate from the skin. This condition produces a rash which in some cases causes severe pain. The procedures to prevent or minimize this condition is to rest frequently in cool places and bath regularly, ensuring to thoroughly dry the skin. Heat cramps, painful muscle spasms that result from the loss of salt and electrolytes due to excessive sweating. The cramps will usually affect the stomach, the arms and legs. This condition can be treated by drinking fluids containing electrolytes such as calcium, sodium and potassium. This condition usually precedes heat exhaustion. Heat exhaustion is a state brought on by the loss of fluids lost during excessive sweating. Individuals with heat exhaustion still sweat, but they experience extreme weakness and may even collapse. They may experience nausea and headache. Their skin is clammy and moist. Their complexion is usually pale and the body temperature is usually normal or slightly higher. This condition is best treated by taking the patient to a cool place, applying cool compresses, elevating the feet and giving the individual plenty of fluids. Heat stroke is a severe medical emergency, which could result in death. Heat stroke results when the body's core temperature gets too high, and the body is no longer able to cool itself. Symptoms are altered mental state, confusion, delirious, lack of sweating, body temperature greater than 105 degrees, cyanosis, blue or red-hot skin. Symptoms of heat stroke: altered mental state, confusion, delirious, lack of sweating, Body temperature greater than 105 degrees, cyanosis, blue, or red-hot skin. What are prevention? Spending time in air-conditioned environments. Increase non-alcoholic, non-caffeinated fluid intake. Monitor urine output. Persons working either indoors or outdoors in high temperatures should take special precautions, including allowing 10-14 days to acclimate to high temperatures. Salt tablets are not recommended and may be hazardous to many people. Basic treatment until you get experts. Call medical helpline immediately. Cool body. Pour cool water over person. Place ice pack behind neck, underarms. As you know, prevention is better than cure, so acclimation, accustom yourself to the weather prior to long durations of physical activity. Maintain body fluids. Fluid intake must be maintained throughout the course of physical activity. Do not rely on thirst as an indicator of dehydration because your body loses water faster than you realize. Alcohol should be avoided because it is a diuretic, which increases dehydration and can interfere with heat loss. And remember, do not underestimate the seriousness of heat illness. Do not give the victim medications to reduce fever. Do not give the victim liquids that contain alcohol or caffeine. Do not give anything by mouth if heat stroke is suspected.